Hi guys, how we doing? Welcome back to my first recipe reveal. I just want to give a little intro now that my first episode is up. I do talk with my hands a lot, so I'm gonna apologize in advance. My name is Rosie. I'm 26. I'm a nurse and I have a degree in dietetics, but that pretty much just means I'm a foodie. My mom's been wanting me to start a blog or a vlog forever, so here it is. I kind of chose to do this type of theme because I love subscription boxes. I love getting stuff in the mail. I love opening things. In kindergarten I had a birthday party and I told a girl she could not come unless she brought me a present. So this has been going on for quite some time. I get FabFitFun, Misfit markets. I've gotten coffee subscriptions, bark boxes. I do home care for nursing, so I get supplies delivered, and that is super exciting to me as well, and just multiple Amazon deliveries. So we are going to be doing a recipe with an ingredient I got in my misfit box. That's kind of the trend I want to do. I want to do a misfits reveal, and then the next week I want to do a recipe. This is a new recipe for me with one of the ingredients that came in my boxes. So we're going to make beet brownies. This recipe is from Pinterest. It's from this self-proclaimed foodie. I've never made this, so we're gonna try it. You will learn that I am very bad at following directions exactly to a T. I don't measure a ton of things, exact, measurements. So we're gonna start. Funny story, I was preparing the beet to get it ready to roast, and I cut the ends off of what I thought was a beet, and it's not a beet. So this is what I got and I thought was a beet. I mean, I think you can agree with me, it definitely looks like a large beet on the outside. I think it's a turnip or like a huge radish. So I had to go get beets for this recipe because everything was already prepped and ready. So but I did have beets in this box. I just juiced them in my juicer yesterday. So I had to go get beets. So I just thought that was funny. So I have beets here. I washed them and then I cut off the ends. We're going to preheat the oven to 400 degrees, which I have done already. And then I'm just gonna, sorry, this is loud. I'm just gonna wrap this in foil and then stick it in the oven for about an hour or until it's tender, because we're gonna be putting it in the food processor, so it needs to blend. So we're going to put this in the oven for about an hour and then check on it. So I will see you guys in an hour. Okay, we are back in action. Took my oven an hour and 20 minutes to get it fork tender. Pretty easy. The skin is coming off pretty nicely. So I'm just gonna continue to peel these. Be right back. Okay, so the beets are peeled and they're still a little steamy, so I have them in the food processor just cooling off a little more. We're going to be putting that in the food processor with some buttermilk. I made my own. I don't buy buttermilk because I don't really use it for anything else and I don't want to waste it. So you can look up on Google how to like make your own. It's just regular milk and then you can add apple cider vinegar to it. I've done that a few times, so I didn't really look up the exact conversion. I just kind of dumped a little bit of both. But we're gonna have about a quarter cup of milk going in with the food processor. And then I'm just gonna put some vanilla in there now. I don't really measure vanilla, I just kind of dump. So we have a stick of butter on the stove. I didn't say this was gonna be healthy, but I'm just hoping it's good. So we have a stick of butter on the stove. And we are going for, oh God, there you are. We're going for like a brown butter. So once it looks like it's going to have some brown speckles in it, I'm gonna turn it off. So I'm constantly stirring this with a whisk, just keeping an eye on it. And turn it down a little because I don't want to overdo it. Then to this, after I turn the heat off, once I have my brown butter, we are going to be adding 1 1/4 cup of sugar, 3/4 of a cup of cocoa powder, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So we're gonna mix that into the butter once this is done. So, yeah, so I've never made these. I've made black bean brownies before. Those are pretty good. So I'm very curious what these are gonna taste like. Also decreased my oven temperature to 325. That's what we're gonna be baking in. And it's gonna be going in an 8x8 dish. So if you wanna get that ready. Okay. Sorry if that's loud. Okay, we're at our brown butter. Okay, so I turn that off. And I'm just going to remove it from the heat. Smells good. Okay, and now I'm going to put in my sugar, salt, and cocoa powder. We'll see what mixing tool is going to be the best here. Smells like chocolate. Can't go wrong with that. And then I have whisked together in a separate bowl 2 eggs. I am getting ready to put that in. Probably going to switch stirring utensils here. Okay, so then I have my eggs. So I've already whisked these. Okay, and then we're gonna fold this in. I'm a really messy cook too. Let's use this spoon. Okay. Looking good, looking good. Smells good. I like to bake, but I don't like being stuck with all of it because I don't want to get fat. So I give a lot of stuff to my patients because they're cute, but I don't know how much of them would like beet brownies. So I'll probably give some to my sister because she lives across the street. Okay, and now in another container, here I have 3/4 a cup of flour and 1.5 teaspoon of baking powder. So we're gonna add that into the mixture, and we're gonna mix this in. Okay, and I am going to go blend the beets. Oh, I splashed so much. I don't know how this happens. Okay. So we're going to be blending the beet, vanilla, and buttermilk. So we're going to make a puree. Here we go. Okay, so we have the beet puree. This smells very rooty. They want you to have about a cup of the puree. I have a little more than that. I'm just going to wing it and add the whole thing. I did end up adding a little more milk because it was a little thicker. But if you have the opposite and it's too thin, they said you can put it on the stove and always reduce it if you'd like. So I'm just going to add all of this because we're going to wing it. Because I'm very bad at following recipes. So just going to mix this in. Yeah, it smells very rooty. I mean, so the other ingredients I got in my misfit box, I have a juicer and I made a juice last night and I used my beets that I got in that for my juice. I put the oranges in it, the apples. I have been using the lemons just in lemon water. That's really nice in the summer. The onions, I'm gonna use those tomorrow and make like a French onion chicken. And then we're gonna have squash just like sauteed on the side for that. I'm just kind of using a whisk to get the rest of the clumps out. So I got some lettuce in that misfit box and I've used that like on tacos and that was pretty good. And then yeah. Oh, making a mess. Okay, so now we're going to add chocolate chips. I don't measure chocolate chips. I dump until I have enough. I have, these are just regular semi-sweet. I'm gonna dump until I'm satisfied. I feel like the chocolate's really gonna help balance out the rootiness of the beets, so that's why I kind of went a little heavy with that. Okay, so I have my 8x8 here. I sprayed it. Oops, sorry. We're gonna dump. It says to bake for 25 to 35 minutes. I'm gonna start with 25. I have a feeling it's gonna need more than that, but we're just gonna start with that. Maybe I'll put some little chocolate chips on top. Because again, we're not going for health here. We are going for flavor. So I have some mini little guys here. And let's just put some of these on top. Cute, cute. I've tried roasted beets. I did it last week, actually. It just wasn't my thing. So I'm gonna try beets in a sweet way. I also saw a recipe for beet hummus, which might be good. Okay, so in we're gonna go for 25 minutes to start with. And now we wait. Hey guys, the brownies are out. They took at 325 degrees in my oven about 55 minutes. But again, I had a little more puree, so my batter was a little thinner. But I'm pretty happy with them. I just, put a knife in to see if it would come out clean. They smell really good. So I'm gonna try them live for the first time. They're still really hot, but I'll just cut the corner maybe. So let's see. Oh, they're hot still. Oh god, these are really hot. I should have a glass of milk ready. I'm nervous. Not bad, honestly. I mean, you can taste the beet, but it's nothing overpowering. And I think that chocolate did a really nice job of balancing that out. I think walnuts would be a great touch in here too if you don't have allergies. These are pretty good. I would definitely make these again. So, they're not gluten-free, but they're pretty good. So, I hope you guys like my video. My first recipe reveal. Let me know if you're requesting anything in the future. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you soon.